Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is time for our monthly report and income report, and this is for the month of June. So let's jump right into it.
Yeah, we did a lot of traveling in June. We hit several countries. We went from Taiwan to the Philippines to Singapore, and now we are in Bangkok. So that is a lot of flying. That's a lot more flying than we normally do. So we're going to start right off with our expenses, and then we're going to jump into our income later on, because the expenses were pretty interesting because we did have 4 flights, actually
Yes.
3 flights in the month of June. And we flew business class for each of them, which was kind of one of our first forays into international business class, and it was pretty amazing.
It really was, and we kind of handpicked these flights too because we wanted to make sure we had the full experience with lay flat seats and the full service in the cabin and all that kind of good stuff, which we did get from, and that was split between 2 airlines, 2 different airlines that we used. So let's jump into what this cost.
Yeah, it was
to do those 3 flights
between EVA Air and Singapore Airlines. So per flight, per person, the average was we spent 23,000 Amex points and $53 per flight. So that is pretty amazing value, because that's not a ton of points or extra taxes to be in the business class lay flat seats. So overall, it ended up being $318 cash total for the both of us to do the 3 business class flights, and it was 23,000 points per flight. So that was not bad. We flew from Taiwan to Manila to Singapore, and Singapore to Bangkok. And yeah, that worked out really well.
It really did. It was a great experience, and I'm doing full review videos of each of those over on Travel Asia with Allie. I've actually already got, I think, a couple of them maybe up there. So if you want to check those out and you're interested in them, you can go see the video over there.
Yeah, and so the points, I want to explain how we did it real quick. We saved up Amex points, and then when you get Amex points, you can transfer them to an airline, and you can then purchase flights like that. So we ended up transferring our points to Air Canada, of all places, and they let you get flights with partner airlines, and they let us get flights on EVA Airlines and Singapore Airlines. So it was an average of 20,000 points per flight, per person, which is amazing. We got our points through welcome offers that we got on getting the Amex Gold, the Amex Platinum cards. We will have links to those in the description. When you sign up for one of those credit cards and complete the welcome offer, they do give you a big bonus of points, and so we did that. That's how we got the points and used them for that. So if you're interested in business class and you've never flown it before, that is the way to go. We seem to think, especially for travel in Asia and international travel, Amex points really do a good job. So total, $318 on flights. That was not bad. Let's jump back now to housing, because that is going to be a big chunk of it. Our first night was in Taipei, and we used 5,000 Hyatt points to stay at the Hyatt Place in Taipei. And we wanted to stay downtown, could not get a hotel downtown, could not figure out why we could not get a hotel downtown. And then once we were there, we figured out the CEOs of all these big corporations, NVIDIA, AMD, all the biggest corporations in the world were in town, and they were all staying at that hotel. So they were doing like things on YouTube, like walking through the night markets. We didn't end up seeing them, but it was kind of wild. So we did end up staying at the Hyatt Place, which was good because it was very cheap and a nice hotel.
Yeah, we stayed in, so those hotels were all in Taipei itself. We stayed in New Taipei. This hotel was in New Taipei. It actually worked out really well because we ended up walking to the baseball field and watching a baseball game, and we could walk to several places, including walking to the train and getting on there and going into town. So it worked out really well. It was kind of crazy, it sounds like, in the middle of town with all those CEOs in there.
Exactly. Then from there, we did fly to Manila. And we stayed, for the first time, we stayed for a week at the Grand Hyatt Manila, which was just fabulous. And we spent 12,000 points per night. We stayed 7 nights, so that was 84,000 points. So this is Hyatt points. That with the Hyatt Place in New Taipei was 89,000 points. And we did get those points from a welcome offer from Allie has the Chase Business Inc. Platinum card, and so we did get a welcome offer through that, and that was the one that we used that for. You could also get those points through a Hyatt card, but that's what we did. And we did have lounge access because we'd earned a guest of honor certificate, so they kind of gave us like trial globalist for the week, which we actually earned globalist while we were there, but we did get globalist, and so we had an amazing time in the lounge as well.
Yeah, it was incredible. Again, the reviews of these hotels as well are going to be over on Travel Asia with Allie, so if you're interested in those as well, you could go check those out. It was really quite remarkable, an amazing experience. As a matter of fact, when we got there, there was also like another tech convention going on at the Grand Hyatt, and we were like, oh no, we're like following them all over Asia.
Yeah, if you follow tech, Palo Alto Networks was having a conference there, and we were like, well, we're just following these guys all over the world. So that was kind of interesting. So
yeah.
That was great. Then from there, so that one was free. There we moved on to the Crown Plaza Manila Galleria, and we used points that we bought on the IHG sale, which again just happened here recently again, but we bought them at half a cent per point. It was 10,800 points per night, so it worked out to about $54 per night for 16 nights, and that also included lounge access.
It did, and not only that, I do have, because of the IHG credit card that we have, we also get platinum status, like as a base level with that, and we were working on diamond, which we ended up earning once we left the hotel, but we earned lounge access through our stay earlier this year at the Crown Plaza in Vignette, if you remember that video. So we were able to have the lounge access, but as well as the lounge access, they gave us an insane upgrade.
Yeah, they gave us a suite, and actually the biggest, like the corner bedroom suite, and it was bigger than we could have ever imagined.
As a matter of fact, many times we were talking, and then when you got too far away, you couldn't hear the other person, and you'd have to move closer to them. Several times I was out working like at the desk or something, and Rob would walk into the bedroom to get something, and I would be like, "What did you say? I can't hear you."
Yeah,
that was crazy.
That hotel room was insane. It was probably the biggest one we've ever had. It was amazing. The staff was amazing. The room service in that hotel was really amazing too. Food was so inexpensive, and we used a lot of our certificates that we've earned at IHG, where you get like the food and beverage credits. So we used a lot of those. Used the lounge. So that was that. Then from there, we flew to Singapore, and we did splurge in Singapore. We did go. We stepped out of our normal routine, and we actually paid cash at an IHG hotel. We only stayed one night, which is what you shouldn't do, but we did that because we wanted a special room, and we spent $250 US dollars for one night.
We did. I know everybody's like, I want to go to the Marina Sands when I go to Singapore. That's cool. But the place where I have always wanted to stay is at the Crown Plaza at the Changi Airport with a runway view room. I absolutely love watching the planes. I don't know about any of you, but this was an absolute treat. We got in there. I got my, Flight Radar 24 app out. No affiliation with them, but that's what I use. Got that out, and I could see what planes were going to be landing in the runway in front of us. Next day, same thing, because we had late checkout and our flight wasn't till later on in the evening. We used the 2 o'clock checkout, and we also had lounge access there. The lounge there was phenomenal. Can't say enough good things about the staff there. They were absolutely incredible. Would highly recommend that experience if you're going to be at the Changi Airport. I know if you're trying to, decide between those two, I would actually push you to stay at the Changi Airport.
Yeah, it was pretty great. So that was only one night, and then we flew here to Bangkok. We've been here 3 nights, I think, and just in our Airbnb. So we added that into the cost as well. So the total cost for housing came in at $1,310, because we did have some splurge nights, but we did have a lot of free nights. And where the really savings would come in is because our food is going to be pretty low, because we had lounge access, I think, 24 nights. of the month, which is a lot.
That's a lot of nights and days of being fed and drinks and really great service and treated so well. It was really fantastic.
Okay, so moving on to transportation. Flights we've already mentioned were $318. We didn't take any cruises. Local rideshare was just from the airports. That was $45. And then we just had a couple metros in Taipei and a couple here in Bangkok for $12. Now for food, groceries, this is basically, we didn't really cook the whole month, so this was basically just snacks, drinks, things we wanted to bring back to the room, $170. Dining out was $265 because the food in the Philippines was so incredibly cheap.
It really was, and even there was a mall attached to our hotel, so we could walk there. It was actually attached inside, which was amazing because if it was pouring rain outside, we didn't have to worry about trudging through the rain or whatever, pouring rain. There was a real bad storm one day and we actually just walked right over with no problem. But it was nice because they had great food options available, from local food, American stuff. We had an insane variety of things that we could choose from during our time there.
All right, so entertainment section, that kind of stays the same every month except for the movies, ball games, entertainment category. And we didn't really do a lot this month. The one thing we did in Taipei, we went to a baseball game. That was amazing. Probably had the hottest pizza I've ever eaten in my life. It was really, really hot. I can still feel it.
As a matter of fact, it was so spicy, I didn't finish it. And I absolutely love spicy food. I rarely, even Thai food, if you know Thai food in Thailand, it is spicy. I will eat that, generally with no trouble. This pizza that we had at the ball field in Taipei was like, what did you put on here? I had never had pizza that spicy before, and poor Rob does not do spicy. So his face turned immediately red after like 2 seconds. I don't even know if you took 2 bites of your pizza, but he was really red.
It was hot, but that was an awesome experience.
Yeah.
And
outside of the pizza situation,
we did love it there. But other than that, we didn't do that much because in Manila, we really just stayed in and around the hotel because we really weren't there to do things. We have months where we're touring, and we did a lot of touring the previous 3 months in Japan. Months where we're resting and months where we're just working on stuff.
That's right. And we actually had a big project we were working on while we were in Manila. We were finishing up our new course. We just finished up our Retirement Travel Jumpstart course, which there's a link for down in the description. Those of you who have been following along, asking us for guidance and all that kind of good stuff, we have put it all together for you in this course. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We're so excited about it. We've already got quite a good crew in there right now already. And the reason why I say that is because the course comes with an exclusive community. We'll have meetups that are for course participants, and we'll also have trips that's for course participants. So we're super excited to help kind of, develop that and kind of walk through this whole process with you guys of working your way towards retirement travel, and this course is going to give you that jump start. So we're excited to share that with you guys.
Our health insurance did not change at all.
Nope.
$241. Miscellaneous visa, we did not need any visas. Did not have any problems with that either, which is good. And then we did do some hair, nails, and spa in the Philippines. That was $60. I know you did a special package there, I think.
That's right. I did a package. It was $30, and it was 2.5 hours. And it was unbelievable. I walked out of there and I felt like a toddler. It included a facial. It included a full body sugar scrub thing. It included a Swedish massage, a separate foot massage. Like I said, I was in there for like 2.5 hours for $30. It was unbelievable, but it was so good. Highly recommend it.
So that brought our total cost for the month to $2,587, which is well under our $4,000 budget. Now, most of that savings was made up because this was one of the months where we were paying ourselves off. All the points we've earned over the year, we kind of used a lot of those, and the lounge access that we kind of were working to earn previous months, that paid off because our food bill was really, really low. But it's those were some inexpensive countries too, other than Singapore. Had we not gone to Singapore to do that kind of splurge night, this would have come in more like, closer to 2,200, something like that. So it was a pretty inexpensive month, and we're not complaining about that.
Absolutely not. It was great. It was a really good month, though. Overall, we had some really great experiences.
Yeah, it was. So now moving on to income, and we're going to give you income for this channel as we always do. YouTube income for this channel, Ground Life Finances, came in at $4,055.97. You can kind of see here from the graphic, it is pretty much now holding steady right at about the $4,000 average for the last 5 months. It has pretty much averaged $4,000. That's kind of where it is. That's kind of where we're happy with it there. We're hoping to get it up to that next jump up, which is the next range up, but that is pretty good for that. Then our new channel, which is the Travel Asia that Allie's been working on, has really been making strides. You can see that it's up to $182.96, and the progression here is great. $26, $68, $90, $182. We're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that was a pretty big jump in June. I was able to be more consistent with it, because this isn't one that we're like hammering away on. We really started working consistently on it, and now it's getting really steady. It shows. That's the difference between the 26 and the 182 is the consistent work that I've been putting into it.
Yeah, and this is kind of the same pattern that this channel took initially. It's just when you start out, you first get monetized, it's going to be $25, $50, $100, $150, $300, $600, $1,000, until you get up into those big dollar amounts. So that is great. Then we also wanted to highlight for you the cruise channel that we have, which
the saga continues.
Some of you have been wanting to know what happened, because again, we did not post a video this month on the cruise channel. So let me break this down for you. It has been over a year since we've been on a cruise. Our last cruise was June of 2023. It is now July of 2024. It's been 13 months since we've been on a cruise. We've posted one video on this channel in the last 4 months. So we're putting almost no effort into this channel at all. I don't think we've even opened it up in a month. And as you can see here, every month the money keeps going up. So we open it up just for this video to see what happened. I opened it up today. I had no idea what it was going to say. It is another $150 higher than last month. So how does that keep happening? It's just the power of YouTube. And because once you get something going on there, it's hard to stop it. We couldn't stop this from making money if we wanted to. And that's, I think, the takeaway from our income here is not how much we made on each channel, but what an incredible opportunity YouTube is. Also, what an incredible opportunity a cruise channel is, hotel review. If you get those going, we're gonna get back on some cruises here, and so hopefully we can we'll be able to raise this even more. But apparently we cannot lower it. It will not go down no matter how much we neglect it. So that's pretty interesting. That brings, then we have our big channel, which basically stayed the same. That brings our basic YouTube income to about $15,000 again, and then with the affiliates and all those things, around $20,000 again. It's been holding pretty steady there most of the year. So that was our month. Kind of wild. The cruise one just blows me away though.
Yeah, I just, when we were going through the numbers, you pulled it up and you said, all right, guess, what do you think? Did it go up or down? I was like, I don't know what to guess, but I'm gonna say up, and it did. I just wasn't expecting that. It's great. It's really just, like you said, it's just one of those gifts from Google, from YouTube, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. Once you get a good channel with good content on it going, it stays pretty steady.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the beauty of doing that. And if you're going to be traveling, or you are, and you enjoy things like, you know, if you are a regular cruiser or you regularly stay at hotels, different things like that, like you said, those are great ideas for YouTube channels if you're thinking about doing something like that. Of course, we have our YouTube course, which is linked down below, as well as our new course down there in the description. If you're thinking about doing it, we give you all the guidance, walk you through our process, walk you through any mistakes that we made, which was quite a few, especially with our very first channel. If you've seen, you know, our old videos on that one, we always just chuckle. And then you know that we made a lot of mistakes with that one, and we were able to figure it all out, right the ship. And this is actually our golden child, our Grounded Life Finances, where we did everything right, and, you know, kind of why we share, so that you can see what it actually looks like.
Yeah, exactly. So people always want to know what we did with the extra money. So we brought in about 20,000. We spent about 2,000, you know, a little over 2,000. So we did invest quite a bit this month. So that was good. Investments are doing pretty well. We haven't broken those down in a long time, like what we actually have, what we've been buying. Maybe we'll do that at some point. But we have been investing, so that's going well. We're probably invested about 70% in growth stocks and 30% in dividend stocks, I would say. So that's kind of a quick breakdown for you. But our whole month for July, looking ahead to what we think is going to happen, we are spending the whole month in Bangkok. So this is a place that we tend to spend a little more. We'll see how we do, but we just tend to not go wild, but I predict we'll be around the $4,000 mark.
Yeah, probably. We usually come pretty close to it because we end up going out to eat. Because we do have friends here, so we do more things out than we normally do in other places. We may just do 1 or 2 things out with people. Here we do more things out with people because we know more people here, and there's just so much to do. So, you know, we like to have a good time also. We don't just work all the time.
Yeah, so
we go out and enjoy the city a lot.
Yeah, so it is a great city. We're going to take full advantage of it. And that is all for the wrap up of June. If you have questions, let us know in the comments what you thought about that, expenses and income. And we will see you next month to tell you how we fared in Bangkok.
That's right. We'll see what those numbers end up like. So don't forget, if you want to check out the courses and the links for the credit cards that we use to get our free or our discounted business fare flights, make sure you check that out. All down in the description. Leave us your comments or your questions in the comments, and we'll see you guys next time.